Thank you all very much for being here. We know GDC is a busy time, and we thank you for spending your time to see the first ever egg prototype mixer demo day. A few quick thank yous. I want to thank the Olympic Club for hosting us. What an amazing venue. There was so much prep that went on here to make this possible. I also want to thank my wife, Olga, because she was behind the scenes doing all of this, from the merch to the layout to the AV setup. All this stuff wouldn't have been possible without her while I was doing fun stuff, having meetings. I want to thank my egg investors. Again, this would not be happening without all of you that took a chance on Y Combinator for video games. And so thank you very much for being a part of this journey. Thank you, egg investors. And then I also want to thank all the egg founders, because they've put a lot of time into working hard on their projects, and they've prepared special presentations just for tonight for you to show you quickly in sort of 4-minute increments what they've been working on. And I'd like to mention that most of them have even more materials. You know, they brought their backpacks and laptops, so you can follow up with them. If something is particularly interesting to you, go find the founder after, see the demo, watch the video, and engage with them. That's everything I wanted to say. Well, I guess a little bit about the mission for Egg, without being too wordy. The founding story you may have seen on the Substack was after selling Humble Bundle, I wanted to go back into the industry, and my wife encouraged me, God bless her, to do it. But I saw Tim Keenan, that he was leaving Bad Robot to focus on his studio again. He had made me some money on Duskers and won 20 awards when I had funded him through Indie Fund. And I asked him, you know, what are you looking for with your studio? And he said, John, you know, what I really want is prototype funding. And we decided to open our networks. This was before Egg existed. And just look around the industry, this is 2022, see if we could find prototype funding. And it was mentioned a little bit at Thunderful and maybe a few other places, but in reality, we couldn't seem to find prototype funding. And there's sort of this contradiction where if you don't have funding, it's hard to build a good prototype. And if you don't have a good prototype, it's hard to get funding. That's a chicken egg problem. I want it to be the egg, right? And so Tim and I negotiated against ourselves, but we landed on the Y Combinator model. Y Combinator has pretty much solved the pre-demo problem for startups, and we wanted to apply it to game studios and use essentially the Y Combinator safe to prototype fund studios at the start of their journey, but then they're totally free to get follow-on and equity investment or work with publishers or finishing funds or both. So that's the sort of the Hippocratic oath behind Egg, is to do no harm, to really help founders in the beginning when they're starting out, and to help them go on the rest of their journey in a way that, you know, lifts the ecosystem up and allows us to work with everyone. So I know everybody in this room has seen bumps in the road and like the industry's in a weird spot, but we're all here to improve things and build it back together. And I think it's going to get a lot better from here, thanks to the hard work of everyone in the room and building a community together. So that's all I have to say about that. And I'd like to welcome Tim Keenan to the stage.